Hello everyone, welcome to Delhi Sun's new sports show Inside the Dressing Room. I'm Rubaid Iftekhar, welcoming you to our very new program in which we're going to cover every sport from around the corner. And today we are going to discuss especially the Champions Trophy and Bangladesh's last match against Pakistan. And to do that, I have a very esteemed guest with me on the studio, Atif Azam, the sports editor of Delhi Sun. Atif, welcome to the show. Let's start with cricket first. And Bangladesh is going to play Pakistan tomorrow in the Champions Trophy. And it's not been a great tournament for Bangladesh, but can they end in a sweet note?
Yeah, the last thing that happened is that their practice got postponed because of rain. And there's a lot of possibility of rain tomorrow. So whether the match will be played for 50 overs or not is a big question now. But I think that they will try to end the tournament on a sweet note. But whether that's possible or not, only time can say. But the way Bangladesh performed in the first two games, I don't think that it will be easy to end the tournament on a sweet note. More so because the way they batted in both the games. It was literally reckless batting at some point by the seniors.
Right, and a lot of questions has been raised in this particular issue, especially if I name two batters, Mushfiqur Rahim and Mahmudullah. Their performance is under scrutiny and heavily been criticized. What's your take on their performance, and should they have been picked for this tour at all?
No, certainly. If they were picked, then they will be playing, because you don't drop a senior players like Mushfiqur or Mahmudullah after picking them. But my question is that what is Bangladesh's plan after this Champions Trophy? After the second match, I think that they should make a plan regarding the senior duo, whether they'll keep them in their plan of action or not. If they don't have them in their plan, they better let them know so that they can also make their own plans.
Right, Atif, I want to bring in two names, especially Mushfiqur Rahim and Mahmudullah Riyad. These two have been under immense scrutiny and immense criticism, especially back home. Do you think whether they should have been picked in the first place for the tournament, and what BCB is going to plan with them in the near future?
It's a big question for BCB. BCB could not give any favor to the senior cricketers. Mm-hmm. You can say that Tamim retired from the ground, but that was a BPL match. It was not an international match. So how BCB plans regarding seniors is a big question. But what I feel is that as far as Mahmudullah is concerned, he scored 4-foot-50s before his last game.
Prior to this tournament, right?
So he was carrying a good form. But, you know, Rubaid, when someone is getting aged, a lot of things happens. Because the way Mahmudullah got out in the last game, and Mushfiqur Rahim, both of them, the most senior duo, and on crucial juncture, on the 24th and 27th over, it literally put Bangladesh back against the wall. Mm-hmm. So now the question lies is whether Bangladesh will continue with them or not, even after the Champions Trophy. Can Bangladesh really put up a brave face and drop any one of the seniors, just for the sake of our best, putting up the best 11? Or do they feel that because they are seniors, they are auto choice? Right. A lot of things need to be seen in the coming days.
Atif, this might be a hard decision for the management to take. Who do you see taking this decision? The selectors, the BCB High Command, the captain, the coach? Who can be in the mix?
And Rubaid, the one thing is for sure that this BCB boss, Farooq Ahmed, is not as interfering as Najmul Hasan.
The previous one, right?
The previous one, who used to give even the best 11, mm-hmm. who would play where. So Najmul Hasan was very meticulously
planning everything.
Mm. Whether it was his job or not is a thing that only people can judge. But Najmul Hasan was very interfering. As far as Farooq Ahmed is concerned, he's not very interfering mm-hmm. when it comes to selecting the best 11 or not. So I think that it needs the seniors. Someone have to say to the seniors that it's high time that we think that instead of you,
the calls for you, right?
Yeah, and this should be said immediately. Because the seniors, it's okay that they had performed for Bangladesh for so many years. Their achievement, you cannot just overlook their achievements.
Sure.
That's for sure. But at the same time, you must understand that Bangladesh need to plan for the next World Cup.
Right.
move on.
But Atif, finally on this topic, like, do you see them quitting, or is this going to be the end of their international careers, or do they continue? Do you see them continue playing in test formats? Mushfiq is playing test, or the other formats, Mahmudullah, or is this the end of their international career? What do you see?
I think it's the end of their international career as far as ICC events is concerned. Because Mushfiq, with his age and all these things and with his experience, he might still continue playing test cricket.
Right.
And you can always have him in the test side. So I don't think it's the end of the test international career, but as far as ICC event is concerned, they are not, I don't think that they can go beyond this tournament. But still, I would like to see that Bangladesh Cricket Board, the team management, whoever takes the charge, sit with the DU and tell them that what's their plan.
Right.
Because it's Bangladesh team. You just cannot say that because you are senior, we are not finding it comfortable to tell you that it's high time you leave. So we need to make the hard call, and we need to make the hard call sooner than later.
Right. We'll love to see these two legends getting a fair song and a great farewell, and we hope that BCB can arrange something for them.
Yeah, certainly. But along the way, we should also mention another name that always gets overlooked. That is Mustafizur Rahman. He is also playing cricket for so many years, but in this ICC event, he could not also perform. So we should also talk with Mustafizur Rahman and tell him that it's high time you don't play by your names. Because picking up Mustafizur ahead of Hassan Mahmood was a big call Bangladesh made, and it did not pay off.
I think the management wanted to rely on his experience rather than experience in the ICC tournaments prior to this one. But Mustafiz didn't click. I mean, he's not been clicking for the last 2-3 tournaments.
For me, Mustafiz has turned out to be like a software. I mean, his bowling is like a predictor, so much predictable. You just, in a computer, we just open the tab keys and we know what will come. For Mustafiz, it's just like a software game. It's like a game. Everyone knows that he'll do the cutter, and everyone is prepared for his cutter. He doesn't have an express delivery. He doesn't swing the ball that much, and he's now the predictable phase. And because he's so much predictable, he could not even get teams in the IPL or other franchise
leagues, right?
So it all sums up that all is not going well for Mustafiz, and whether he sharpens his skill or not is something that he needs to understand. Because I don't see him. I follow Bangladesh cricket very closely. I follow Bangladesh cricket's practice very closely. I didn't see him trying anything new in the practice.
Right.
So whether Mustafiz is really thinking of coming out of the comfort zone is the biggest question now. Rubat, you asked me so many questions about cricket. Basically because
you are our cricket correspondent and the editor. Yes, of course. That's why I've asked so many cricket questions.
You also keep a good knowledge about Bangladesh football.
Yep.
Just wanted to know that Bangladesh went to UAE to play
a FIFA international match, right?
And that's with a new look team under Butler. And a lot of things happened with Butler's new team and without Sabine and all others. How do you see Bangladesh's new look women footballers going forward?
Well, Atif, the first issue is Butler is trying to impose, or rather like try to install a new culture in the team, which the players are not used to or accustomed to. Butler obviously have his prior experience in the European football, European circuit, not in the senior levels, but maybe on the junior levels. And he's trying to install the same team disciplines, team regulations on the women booters, and we saw the results. Not everyone liked what he decided to tell them to do, and I think what Butler is trying to install, it is going to take some time, because as per our culture and nature, we are not very adaptive as human beings, or as a nation, we are not very adaptive to new culture. So what he has decided, and he was very strong on his words, that I will take those players who will only listen to me and not from any outside forces or any third parties. And I think if Butler can continue this, and some of the old players, some of the experienced ones, he can bring into this new breed of players he has chosen, and he's trying to perfect. I think it only will pay good dividend for Bangladesh. And in the near future, if he can install this culture, the future coaches will be benefited from, future foreign coaches will benefit from this. And I think the turmoil that Bangladesh women football went through for the last 2 or 3 weeks, or let's say the better part of a month, it only can go upwards from there, because that was, if we consider that a rock bottom, now the only way is up. So I hope that they can do that, and they can pull off Butler, and with his new team can pull this off and lead Bangladesh to more glories that we expect from the women's team. Well, that was our first episode of Inside the Dressing Room. Let us know in the comment, how did you like the show? We'll be right back tomorrow, same time, and on Daily Sun with another new episode and with new discussion topics. Till then, take care.